actually make use of Wi-Fi Wi-Fi information to help you figure out what occupancy is like currently in the rooms.
Yes.
Where in the world did you get Wi-Fi data, and how did you bring it into the Pi system?
Yeah, so the campus has a way of accessing the current, every 15-minute count for all the different Wi-Fi hotspots on campus, which are generally named by building and fairly discernible what they mean. So that was available, and we were able to essentially pull that from a website, and we're using the UFL connector to essentially do a HTTP get of that. I don't know, maybe I didn't quite use quite the right term, but we're getting that from the website using the UFL connector, and then that sort of parses it and goes into Pi.
So tell people what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so the ultimate end game here is to schedule buildings so that they're off when no one's there. Now, not all buildings are fair game for that, because a lot of our buildings are labs, but there's some where folks aren't around on the weekends or on holidays, and so we have a team that's trying to optimize our building energy use, and this was something they wanted to do. We're sort of testing and verifying places where I think probably the worst case scenario is there's an event that we missed and someone's there, and the HVAC is not on. And then another second problematic scenario is the HVAC is on and no one's there. So those are kind of the two inverse scenarios. So on the top we have that exact scenario. So the purple is the graph of the occupancy based on the Wi-Fi count. This is just like number of connected devices. And then you see the HVAC, that's the little kind of square red boxes. So this is 16 days. So you can see basically every day is on at this building. But what you can see is that there's periods where there's virtually no one there. So once we had this data, we could turn things down or off, and then essentially, so that's the good. So you see in the in a later period, this is the first one is in June of 2019, the second one is in December of 2019. We're basically able to turn things off, and we have a good sense for verifying that yes, in fact, no one is there. There's no one on Wi-Fi, and so you see that the gold is kind of intermittent now, and those correlate with the blue, which is the Wi-Fi occupancy. And then another thing we've done is we've actually used Pi notifications, so that if there's times where the Wi-Fi occupancy goes up and the HVAC is off, we because it's now all in Pi, this is a use case where we're essentially the value here is the HVAC data combined with the Wi-Fi data, and then if the HVAC is off and the Wi-Fi occupancy is up, then there's a notification and someone can go in and turn things on. Maybe before complaints happen and that sort of stuff. So.